No, here. Richard, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hi, everyone. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, I'm Teresa. This is Wounds Wisdom. We have some lovely regulars, so I'll be checking my chat because we're very engaged here. And lovely to see you guys. It is Thursday, February 19th. This month really has flown by. I mean, it's a short month anyway, but I just feel like time is racing and I want to whoa Nelly and slow it down, but it's going on. I have these two beautiful boys staring at me. Everybody should be so lucky to have someone handsome or beautiful staring at them. But I just gave them a bone. You'd think that would be enough. So I have to avoid looking at them right now. Body illusion, Lucy. So nice to see you, Josh. Thank you, guys. Wow. Thank you for being here on this. Well, right now it's a little gloomy. We're expecting about 4 or 5 inches of snow. Way more than Colorado for sure. I don't know. The world's a little topsy-turvy these days. Is Bonnie here? Do I see Bonnie? I don't know, but Bonnie, if you're here, I thank you for being here. We got body illusions. So it's going to be a light, fluffy day. As a reminder, this coming Tuesday, the 24th, my best friend is going to be on the channel talking about her experience while receiving the news that, I was in the hospital, not knowing what the hell was happening. This is back in 2019. And so she's going to talk about her experience in helping guide the medical team on how to care for me while I was experiencing my NDE. And I'm going to share what I experienced. So that's going to be a ball of fun on Tuesday. And it really is going to be fun. Well, it'll be heartfelt for sure. Josh says, no snow here in Denver area. No snow this winter. I know. It's amazing. Where are my eyeglasses? I want to be able to read the chat. It's actually a little unnerving, Josh, because you count on Colorado having snow, not just for skiing, although that's always wonderful, right? But it's sort of a sign of the times. And anyone that thinks that we don't have something funky going on with the weather needs to take a look at the world. All right, you can't do this, Biscotti. So if you're not happy, come here and sit with me, but none of this whining. No water in the Colorado. Yeah, that's the thing. Everything has a trickle-down effect. Now, having said that, here in New England, normally we have tons of snow, like in past history. But the last, I don't know, Richard, would you say 4 or 5 years, we've had a storm and that was it. And we've been on water alerts for, well, at least in my neck of the woods, 3, maybe 4 years. And even though we have lots of snow, we still have a low water table. So I'm assuming that it takes a lot more snow and rain in order to fill the water table. This is not my area of expertise. But my grass and my plants and my flowers are really going to be beautiful. I'm starting to put some buckets out to capture, some more water and snow. Hold on, guys, just 1 second. I got to push this back. Come here. Come here. Biscotti, come here. We're not playing this game today. I'm on a live show. Do you want anybody? You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Oh, Lord. I gave them a bone so they wouldn't do this. But Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, right? You're not eating your brother's bone. Just get that through your head. So Josh says, hold on, everybody. Josh is saying we're at the end of a 26,000 year solar cycle. We are heading towards solar minimum and a pole flip on the earth. The weather will definitely be more wonky as time goes on. Oh, goody. I mean, I guess if I'm on the positive side of it, I'm not going to care as much. Come on. So, woohoo. It's crazy, but I'm really looking forward to my garden. And I know we've talked about that. So, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be here for the coming year. So, I'll be able to plant all my flowers, all my veggies, and I'm going to be learning how to can. I'm also going to relearn how to make homemade bread. I won't be doing sourdough bread because it's sourdough. I'm not crazy about sour. I like me some old fashioned fat bread, but we'll see. I haven't done it yet. Let me just see. Okay. So today, so like I said, it was going to be sort of a light, fluffy day because, as we wind down the month, I want us to feel like there's sparks. So, what in a day sort of lights you up? Now, I don't think Ben's in the chat. So, I'm not referring to the Mary Jane. Although, if that lights you up, more power to you. I was thinking of, is there a random act of kindness someone has done that lit you up or made you feel good? Are there memories or songs, or is there something that makes you feel happy? Come here. All right, we're going to have a timeout. Come here. I'm muting this because you're naughty. All right. He's here, everybody. Biscotti, besides wanting to give me a lobotomy, right? He wants to say hello. So say hello to the people. Say hello. No, he's too busy wanting my nose. Oh, I just want to strangle him today. He's been so feisty. I think it's the weather. I think it's the new moon. I think it's the fire horse, the eclipse. Their energy has been wonky at best. They are running around like Tasmanian devils. And I think I told you the other night, I got a tush in my face from this one here. So, not the light one. Somehow he crawled up onto my chest, tush in my face, head at my feet, and then the other one was cradled underneath my arm. That's how I woke up. So, that's what lights up my life. It makes me laugh. I'm like, oh, if this could only be filmed, you can't make this stuff up. Um, and then we were walking today and his little paws got too cold. So he just sat down. He's like, no, thanks. No, you can carry me the rest of the way. The heavy one wants me to carry him, not the skinny mini light one. No, the chunkamunka. He's appropriately named Biscotti. See, we look. Oh, you give me kisses. Oh, how can you not love this? And then I don't know if you can see my other little one. Look at that face. Look at this face. I love these boys. I swear to God. All right, I'm done. Although I think I'm going to start a channel. Echo started a channel for her Chowini. I think I'm going to start one for my little chuckleheads here. I may even call it Chuckleheads on Display because they're always doing something silly. Darth Lurker. Who's Darth Lurker? Oh, okay. Ow. Sweet boy. You're not skinny. I'm not fat shaming you or anything, but you are a little bit heavy to be digging your paws. Oh my word, everybody. Well, we're talking about lighting up, and they're lighting me up. Okay, so let's get back to this. And you guys, just put in the chat. Is there something that makes you smile and lights up your day? I mean, I would imagine, Echo, that it's your granddaughter or your daughter. Um, Anybody that has a pet, anybody that has a favorite song that you jam to. I had shared with Richard or the whole crew the other day on Tuesday that I'm really hooked on Professor of Rock, and I'm catching his current stuff, but his old stuff. And what he's doing is he sort of, wraps up different kinds of music from the 70s and the 80s. And I am having a blast. He plays songs that I didn't remember, like, because you don't hear them today on the radio. And I was grooving like you couldn't believe. And I'm like, okay, I'm exercising. But it made me happy. Now, there were songs from that era that I hear them and I click off because for whatever reason, they do not positively resonate in my heart. So, there you go. All right. Are you guys still with me? I'm not seeing any activity in the chat, so I just want to make sure you are hearing me. So, okay, where am I? Where am I in my thoughts, people? What was I talking about? All right, so today's Thursday. Is there, I don't know, a favorite meal that you ate this week that filled you up and made you feel good? I made a fantastic meatloaf. I made some beef cubes with mushrooms and broccoli, and I threw in some rice. It made me very happy. Richard, goofing off in Night Cafe, creating interesting images is fun for you. Yes, I wish that I had that creativity in Night Cafe. I love seeing what you guys do and post. But yeah, I don't find it intuitive, but I've been finding YouTube complicated. So for a girl who considered herself pretty tech savvy and was able to hook up a whole office with rules for appointment scheduling and all that kind of stuff, I am having a really hard time making all this YouTube-y stuff work. I still haven't figured out how to do shorts. I surrender for today. Josh says, nope, I eat rather little. And for quick convenience, I don't have a favorite meal. Well, Josh, do you have a favorite drink? Do you have a favorite treat? Do you have a favorite song? Do you have a favorite channel? Not mine. I'm not looking for any fluff. But there's got to be some other favorite channels that you like that maybe we're not familiar with. And you shared a whole bunch in the past, so I know you're definitely YouTube shopping. Teresa, email me at and I can help you with. Sure. Oh, wonderful, Josh. I will. Thank you. I followed you, Josh, exactly where you were going. So where was I going? This is so comforting to me. When I feel a little blue, these two chuckleheads really, they light up my life. They really do. Yes, that's a song. Anybody remember who sang Light Up My Life? Come on, you gotta remember. She's the daughter of a famous singer as well. Sort of rhymes with moon. Come on, Echo, you did. Oh, wait, I think she had to drop off. Heading to dinner. Okay, yep. So Echo today on her channel, she was doing trivia. People, and I say this with the utmost respect of myself, I suck at trivia. Please don't pick me for your team. And it's it's just I don't get things. It takes me a while, and it's not intuitive. Like I can't see certain phrasing and flip it around and go, oh yes. As soon as I see the answer, absolutely makes sense. But I am not a trivia girl. I used to play trivia with friends and my family, and they would have, the cards. And I think I even probably still have some. And it would say something, the ones I could do would be movies for the most part. That was the trivia I could do. But if you only told me, like, go to 1963 and so and so was in the movie, I might not be able to figure it out. If you say this was a movie set in Paris, blah, 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 I could probably name it for you. Isn't that funny? You light up my life, Debbie Boone. I'll get another song in your head, I promise. Um, it's so outrageous. Um, so I know I loved and Richard's been here, and Josh, I think you've been here for some of this too. When we just pick the favorite music that just resonates with us or gets us thinking or bopping around. And I have to say, Professor of Rock did that the other day. And what was one song that he pulled out of the hat that I didn't remember? And I was like, oh, I've got to remember. I think I saved it, but I'm not going to spend time trying to look for it. I mean, I'll take a quick peek, but I know I saved some things. But when you think about certain physical activities, so does anybody have anything specific that they like to do? Biking, hiking, walking. I'm a walker. I have this beautiful park near my house. Now, right now they haven't made any pathways. And so I can't take the dogs with me because, as I've shared with you before, they sink right to the bottom. And then all you see is a little head popping up like, Mom, I don't know how to get out of here. Again, lights up my life because they make me laugh like crazy. But I also like to think of, things that energize us. So I was talking with someone in my neighborhood today. She saw me outside. I was chopping some mountains of snow and throwing it into the street to melt because we're expecting another 4 or 5 inches. And you already can't back out of my driveway and see clearly. And even though I'm a side street, and even though it's like 20 miles, people barrel ass down there. Scotty boy, I thought you didn't like me anymore because I haven't seen you at all. I've seen you on other people's channels. I thought maybe I hurt Scotty's feelings and he's not back. So happy to see you. Everybody wave. And you know what, everybody? I don't know if he's chatting, but send love to Cromel because he's been having a rough time of it. So let's just send him some honorary love in case he's watching. Well, I know you love me now. I really thought I might have done something. But maybe my cookies poisoned you. Anyway, so if you followed your spark, what would that spark be? And here's what I'd like to challenge you guys with. And I don't know if anyone's ever done this. I may be repeating myself, but screw it. When I'm with some friends and there's a lull in conversation, I always throw a curveball. Who would you invite if you could choose 4 or 5 people, dead or alive, to sit around your table to have a conversation? Who would you invite to talk to sort of, your council of 5, if you will? And I have a couple of different ones, so I will definitely share who I think some of mine would be. And I think we could break this down, and I've done this at dinner parties, but so that's one thing I'm going to ask you guys. This to piggyback, if money wasn't an option, it was not a concern, it wasn't a hesitation, what would you do with your life? Where would you live? And whatever, like, what would be your, oh my God, if I just had enough cash to do X, Y, and Z, what would it be? So I'm throwing that out. Oh, thanks, Scotty. That's really nice of you. Josh says, Jesus, Yogananda, Carl Jung, Edgar Cayce, and Tesla. So I definitely love that list. I love that list. I had, all right, I just got to go to my notes just 1 second because you would meet them on my cash, I would meet them on my yacht. Well, as you should. So I'd love to talk to like Don Miguel Ruiz, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Tick, I never say his name, but you guys are going to know who I mean. Thich Nhat Hanh, very, sort of inspirational. I would like to talk to Gandhi. And the reason that I would like to talk to Gandhi is the perseverance. Hold, please, while I move this chunkamunka over to the side. Damn it, Josh. Why, damn it. I know. Why, damn it, Josh? Was that your list, Scotty boy? I think that, it takes a tremendous, what's the word, guys? Discipline or belief or determination to make a stand, right? Indira Gandhi did this. There's another woman I'm thinking of in it. I'm drawing a blank at the moment, but I also, there's a lot of flawed human beings that have done great things. So I think of Martin Luther King, incredible peacemaker, not always the best man to the woman in his life, right? But if we're going to start judging men on fidelity, we're in deep shit trouble. Just saying. So, but for him, the same thing. Maybe because I have a little Italian Sicilian sassiness in me, I wouldn't be able to take someone yelling at my face and not wanting to rise to the occasion and say the same thing back. With somebody like a Martin Luther King, what a Gandhi, what they said back was profound, but common sense. Like you do treat people the way you want to be treated. So if you're yelling at me and throwing things at me, do you want to be treated that way? And I want freedom for my country, or I want freedom for my people, or, yeah, everyone there can help me heal and move forward spiritually. They can help you, Josh. And I would almost challenge you that the divine within you will help you heal too. And you have done amazing stuff in the last 6-8 months. Whoops, I'm hooked. My necklace got hooked on my sweatshirt. Jesus, for me, I think would be an amazing conversation, because those that tried to write his story, forgive me, bastardized it, right? They made the narrative meet their life, not the words and the history of what he was sharing. And so I would love to have that conversation with Jesus. I would also like to talk to both Marys, Mary Magdalene, as well as his mother Mary, because she has a story that has not been told and will never get told in this lifetime. And that, I think, would be really interesting. And I think a lot of things would be uncovered or have been uncovered that are in archives in the Golden Temple in Rome. And I so would love to get my hands in there. Who else? So Maya Angelou, for me, I thought her rhythm of words, despite the violence that she experienced as a woman and as a Black woman, which I cannot relate to, she created beautiful words that were so impactful, right? I also would like to talk to Leonardo da Vinci. Anybody else want to talk to Leo? because think about what the hell was in his mind and what he created. And it was like alien-esque in the fact that he was inventing stuff that no one ever thought about. Jerry Garcia. Well, so Jerry Garcia was an incredible musician. So I'll give you that. I was not one of his, I didn't follow that kind of music. But yeah, I know Leonardo, he just these creators, inventors, sculptors, painters, scientists, what they did in the time period that they did it, right? That's even if you wanted to talk to oh, what's his face? That writer called Shakespeare. It's like there's a rhythm and a cadence. But if you really read what he says, who thinks like that? Like that time period. So for me, those are the ones I want to sit around a table with. Another one, which I know some about Sitting Bull, I would love to sit with Sitting Bull. He was a healer. He was a leader, right? I think he was an amazing strategist for his time period. And if you think about how he had to teach those generations, and for me, and this is my opinion, the Native American culture has been obliterated by us so-called white people. And they fight hard to maintain the current land that they have, their culture, without being poisoned. And we keep wanting to take away more. So, I don't know. Wait a minute. I'm seeing something here. I got to put my glasses on. So Scotty Boy says, screw Jerry Garcia. He was a fed plant to begin with. Okay. I'm going to let that one go. I don't really have too many. I don't have a lot of, what do they call that? I don't have a lot of, that's not my dog fight. So, all right. There was somebody else that was on my list. White Buffalo Calf Woman on the list too. Well, here's my ignorant. I don't know White Buffalo Calf Woman. Calf Woman. So I'm going to look her up though. I also would want to talk to Mother Cabrini. So for those that don't know, she's supposedly the patron saint of immigrants, and she helped build a hospital and schools beyond, like, she had to fight. And I always admire that. And when I think about, I'd like to, have several different kinds of tables, right? Be like Friday night table, let's talk to all the girls. Saturday, let's talk to all the boys. Sunday, let's do a mix and match, because there's so many different kinds of people, dead and alive. So alive. I don't know. I'm not overly impressed with some people that are alive. Is that a terrible thing to say? Are there people alive that you'd want to talk to? Johnny Clegg, is he a musician? Please don't hate me for not knowing the answer to that. I'm trying to think. When we think about people that shaped this country, we may not agree with their politics, but their thought process would be interesting. Let's see. Yes, South African white Zulu. Oh, okay. I didn't know that about Johnny Clegg. I definitely think I want to put somebody who is alive. Because some of them that are alive today, there's so many mixed ideas, but I don't know if there's any one in particular um, that stands out in today's world. I'm so disheartened by the poop coming out of people's mouths that you can't believe. Um, and some people that I admired for many, many years, they have fallen off of a pedestal. And that's the thing I think I've struggled with. People don't need to be perfect. None of us are. But I would also simplify it and say that, even Mother Teresa, not a perfect woman, very stubborn, very headstrong. She wanted it done her way. She really wanted the Catholic Church to be better and was very disappointed in them. She worked with the poorest of the poor and thought that's where priests should be. And that's where God's work should be done. And the majority of priests, especially from Rome, they didn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And she caused a lot of controversy in India. So she wasn't all that, but I admired her tenacity and her determination. So, Scott, are you being sassy that you heard many things about Mother Teresa, or are you being serious? And if you are being serious, what'd you hear about her? That I get a little nervous sometimes when somebody says something. So, yeah. But for me, it's really about no, 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 not sassy. Okay. um, Indira Gandhi, but who is that other one? She'll come to me. I can picture her. I've got to look this up. Give me 1 second, guys, while I look this up. As soon as I hear it, Golda Meir. I knew it. So another woman, now not perfect, but the power that it takes. And look, America is decades behind in women leadership. Just because I'm a woman, I don't think all women are meant to be leaders of countries. It takes thick skin. It takes eloquence and education and knowledge. I want to say something, but it's going to be too sassy. And I think I might offend some people when it comes to current day politics. I would say that you can't put people in politics just because they're your friends. So let's just say, for example, I was elected to be president of the United States. First of all, it would be much better. Let me just say that. But I couldn't just hire all my besties because we all would have our heads up our butts. You need the financial wizards. You need the people that are really good at negotiations and compromise and understanding world events and world politics. And you have to understand that not all of us are meant to go in and redo somebody's country. We haven't done very well by ours. What the hell are we doing going into somebody else's? So that's true of a company. And so I am a promoter of women. I think women are strong. They can multitask. Not me, but there are women that can multitask. I think that they can be decisive. And unfortunately, sometimes that decisiveness comes across or is converted into bitchiness. And that's not the case, because I have seen men do the same thing in the industries that I was working in. And some of the best managers, directors, VPs were women. And some were great about educating and bringing up other women. Like, here's your opportunity. It's yours to make or break. That's what I respect. It's the equal opportunity for me. I may not be the right person. I don't want to be hired just because I am a woman. I want to be hired because I have a skill set. I was very fortunate in my career. I even when I wasn't particularly skilled in the position that I ended up getting, often I went into interviews for one job and they put me in a different one. So they saw something in me that I didn't know about because I didn't know their business. When I got in there, most of the time I was very successful. There were a few that it just wasn't for me. I was not the right fix, just happens. The chat's going bananas. Let me go over to the chat. Hang on. Offend you. Look who's here. Mish is here, everybody. You mean you wouldn't hire me if you were, I'd hire you, sister. I agree we need women in high places, but they don't fit in all openings. 100%. 100%. I think that's true of men. I think that's true of people. Same as all positions. I think that compassion, love, unity, community. Was it Che Guevara? No. I mean, yes, but no, he's not the one I'm thinking of. In California, I think he was Mexican. Anybody can remember? He was a proponent for Mexican rights. Can somebody help me out? As soon as you say his name, I'm going to know it. But I really hate that I sometimes can't think. Oh, Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez. Yes. Thank you, Richard. Cesar Chavez. These are amazing voices that lift the people up, that speak for people, for workers' rights. I remember, now we're going to movie land, Sally Field, oh shoot. I have to look it up, guys. Sally Field was in that union worker movie. What the hell was it? Norma Ray. Yes. One person could impact the futures for so many people. Unions had a place. I think I've shared this before. My Nana, I don't know what that means, Josh. Sally Fields fell off a Mandela effect. I don't know what that means. Shoot. But anyway, one voice. My Nana was born in 1909. She was pulled out of high school to work in factories. So, that's just how it was. They needed every person in the family had to work and bring food in. They were immigrant Italians that some of the family did not speak English. And so my Nana had to work, but she worked in sucky conditions. She was on the tail end of some of that, but unions helped people get protected. Not always. And we see this a lot. It still happens where there's abuses. And union workers or leaders are no different than any other bully leader who wants their own cash. They're going to steal off the backs of their people. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone could just freaking be happy with their lot in life? Like, you have a good job. Do you have to step on all the little people to be better, to have more? Like, what more do you need? I know you need a bigger house, you need a bigger car, you need a bigger this, you need a bigger that. One thing I didn't see in the chat yet was money not being an option. What would you do? What would fill your heart? What would spark you? All right, let me just go in. The nun that knew how to fly. To me, it's Sally Fields. You said Sally Field. Fields is the Mandela effect. I love Sally Field. The one from Smokey and the Bandit. She was such a tiny little thing, spunky. I don't know if that was her in real life, but as an actress, she was spunky. And, I used to, when I was growing up as a young woman in my teens, early 20s, I always wanted to be Audrey Hepburn, but I was so Katharine Hepburn. I was more raucous. I was more unpolished. I was not polished at all. Even though Katharine Hepburn came from money, I didn't consider her polished, but I liked her ballsiness because that's how I saw her. She did not care. She married man. She had an affair with him till he died. That was it. She loved him. It didn't matter that it was going to impact anybody else's family. Now, that's not who I am in myself. I don't think I could do that. And I've had my opportunity. But I wouldn't want to be the recipient of that. And I watched my mother go through that. So, and I've watched more family members in my, be cheated on. That, yeah, no, I don't think I would ever do it. Not knowingly anyway. Thankfully, I'm becoming more Mother Teresa than I am, or maybe I'm becoming the flying nun. So, all right. They like me. They really like me. You guys, you're cracking me up in the chat. All right, but nobody wants to answer my question. So I guess I'm going to pass on that. But if you were at my dinner table and this was a topic of discussion, I wouldn't let you get away with not answering. If money for me was no object and I could wave a magic wand, I definitely would have a small studio for meditation, Reiki, and hypnosis groups. And I would have a tiny house on steroids because I don't think I could live in a tiny house. With a wonderful, incredible garden of veggies and storage for the veggies. And that's pretty much it, because for me, it's about hosting a community and family and friends. That's my jam. If you all lived in the area, I'd be having Sunday brunch and you all would be invited. And I would prepare some food, but I'm the kind of hostess that loves, if you have something that you really like, bring it. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have to. I'd rather you not bring something than bring some store-bought thing that you didn't even like. You just felt obligated. Don't do that. And I always tell people, if there's nothing here's what I'm serving. If there's nothing that you can eat, bring whatever, but don't bring something that you're going to leave me here with, because you're taking it home. But I loved hosting. because for me, it was about community. It was about family. It was about laughing. Um, I loved playing these games around the table and starting conversations with people because not everyone gets a voice, right? When you're at a table, have you ever noticed, or in a family event, sometimes you don't even get to talk or you get interrupted. And I really worked hard that people that normally wouldn't get a voice at my table got to speak. And look, I'm guilty. I have learned over the years to just listen. If you're going to pose a question, listen. But having my friends over in my studio apartment with half the people sitting on my futon, I had some chairs, some pillows, we were on the floor. I'd get like 12 people in that studio apartment. And those were some of the best times. We laughed. We had so much fun. Try making calzones, though, for 20 people. Don't do it. Just take my words for it. Don't do it. Okay. I can't answer your question because you don't know. All right, Josh. Fair enough. Personally wise, I have always been more Holly Golightly, not the outer beauty, but the ditzy. Oh, I don't see you as ditzy at all. I feel like I live most my life without money already. We do most of our living via bartering, and I share all I have, even to our own expense, working on finding ways to make it all work out. Scotty says, I don't do well in family situations. That's okay. You can do it with friends. We're friends. If you were local, you'd come to my house. You'd do well. The village, lifting voices everywhere. Absolutely. I'm cool sitting at the kids' table. Tiff, just swinging in real quick, sending love. Right back at you. Thank you for being here. So when I think about building these relationships, building these friendships, supporting each other, it's what makes us different that's actually makes us the same. And what I mean by that is most of us really just want community and we want to feel heard. I'm trying to think of the right way of saying this. There was a person in my life I'm not connected to now intentionally. Didn't matter what I said, I was always wrong. No, that's not the truth. And I'd be in the middle of explaining something. I could have been talking about my own heart attack. This person had all the answers, they knew everything. I understand now that's her limitation. But when you're constantly disrupted, disrespected, discounted, you don't want them around you. And I know this person didn't mean it. And this person would always say, I don't know why I don't have any friends. I'm thinking, oh, I could tell you. But this person wouldn't even admit that that's what she does. So over the years, we grew further and further apart, and I just don't contact her. I don't reply. We're just not in community anymore. Not everybody is meant to be in our lives. And not all family is meant to be in our lives, by the way. I mean, sometimes we just don't jive. You can't pick your family. They're your family. But you can pick your friends. You can pick the people that make you feel good, the people that make you laugh, the people that can commiserate with you, the people that can shake you up. Mish says, reminds me of my Chevrolet. Oh, hang on. Again, I'm trying to read without my glasses. Reminds me of my Chevette back in the day. Got pulled over once. There were 8 people in my car. The cop just saw it was me and shook his head and got back in his car and drove away. Oh my god. Keyword Chevy. Um, Scotty says, I lost all of my family. They just didn't fit. Well, that happens. And I can support you and I can send you a whole bunch of warm hugs and love. Um, I I'm not the same. I'm similar, but I'm not the same. I haven't lost everybody. Um, but I also know that we don't always have to be in the company of people that don't love and like us. Not everybody likes me. I know, shocking, but not everybody likes me. Not everybody wants to be in my company. Not everybody invites me into their world or onto their channels or into their groups. That's okay. For the first time in my life, that's okay because I'm blessed with just one person liking me or loving me. And if that's all I was ever going to have, woohoo! And I'm just blessed that I have more than that. Um, and I think I cherish that so much. And I think that you'll see that on Tuesday when my friend comes on and talks about her experience during my heart event and having to make decisions for me. And that's one of the things that I want everybody to think about is that if you don't have someone today that can make a decision for you based on your wishes, do it. Because my heart attack and me being gone for 14 minutes and having medical professionals not knowing what they should or shouldn't do and keeping me alive for a period of time. My friend got there and knew what I would want only based on our history together. But now I have a plan, people. And I know if this happens, what somebody's supposed to do. If I'm brain dead, do not keep me alive. I don't care. This is not up for debate. You pull the plug or you twist it and get it wrapped around your foot, Bubba Louie, and pull that freaking plug because I'm not meant to be here. If I need someone to make a decision for me, I have a whole list of things. And God forbid this happens to me again. My main concern is what do you do with those 2 chuckleheads that I love the most, my boys, my puppers who are sleeping in another space and time over there, and my kitty cat. Before I didn't have anything other than I did have my sweet pea that she was a beautiful cat and I knew my brother would have taken care of her. And his partner at the time would have loved her but now I have other concerns. So they're my beating heart, knowing that they're taken care of and nothing else matters. Let me go. Let me go to the next journey because I know that there is love on the other side. I can tell each and every one of you 100% certainty, no matter what happened to you in this life, no matter what you've done in this life, when you pass, you are greeted with love. Hands down, end of discussion. You are going to be embraced in such light and love. You'd almost want to go now. Don't. Don't. But it's sometimes we just I've been marching to the beat of my own drummer since I was a little girl. I've been made fun of since I was a little girl. It just is. And now I know, and I wish I knew then. Their words didn't matter. But you don't know that as a kid. You just don't. And it's up to the adults around you to do better. Sometimes they can't because they don't have the tools. What we have now and what we've done through this healing world, this integration of other kinds of thought, um, acceptance. If I were to be a parent today, I would be way better than had I been a parent 30 years ago. Hands down. I'm a better friend now than I was 30 years ago, and I was a pretty good friend. But the lessons that we learn, and I think the teachers that have come into our life, the struggles that we have experienced and continue to experience, um, wow, that's what's shaping us now. And we've talked about ancestral voices, right? That's why I asked you what makes you spark, what lights up your life, what makes you laugh, belly laugh, um, because those are the things that are going to get us from moment to moment, day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. And having one person that's got your back, that can make decisions for you to honor your wishes, that's important. And that's not like a dreary, doomsy, gloomsy thing. I just know that if I were to lose my voice, I have two strong voices that will support every decision that I have written down. And if I could stop crying through the videos I'm trying to make, because as soon as I start talking about stuff, I start to cry. And I guess maybe I need to do it anyway. But I want it on video to say, I love you. And here's what I want done if something happens to me. Because the reality is, this ticker, as much as I love her, and I'm going to keep her as healthy as I can, it's a paper cut that's still not, it's not going to ever close up the same way. That may be how I leave this earth. It could also be that a plane falls on my house. Oh, poo poo poo. I shouldn't even have said that. Take that back. Reverse. It doesn't matter. I could go at any time. So could any of us. But if something happens and I can't make a decision for myself, I want to be in control. And I don't have a lot of things, but there are things that I would want to be dispersed appropriately. And so those needed to be written down. So end of discussion. I just want to say, think about it. And you'll hear my friend on Tuesday. Please come if you can. Yeah, I'm really happy that she's going to be there to talk to everybody. And I'm kind of excited to talk about my experience with the NDE and or just being in the coma. And heavily sedated, because I can't differentiate between the two, but the experience is kind of otherworldly. And then from her perspective, witnessing it, because clearly I wasn't able to witness it in the same way she was witnessing it. I was hovering, but we'll talk about that on Tuesday. That's my tease. Okay, hang on. Let me just get back. Let me get to the comments, and then I didn't realize it's almost time, guys. Shoot. We are finding our family, our spirit family, slowly but surely. Absolutely. You don't like my ways? Sorry, but I'm going to follow my path. Amen, Scotty. Stand strong, hold to your truth. Yes, absolutely. Just can't find a woman who makes me laugh. I'm serious. Well, she's out there. That's why you go through them like rocks. Oh, my word. Mish says, my kiddo actually gave me such a gift a couple of days ago. She was watching a video about trauma, ADHD, and she finally saw me instead of blaming me. Wow, that's beautiful. Well, I do see your light. We see your light. Keep your standards, Scotty. Realize too late in life that I would rather have been alone let alone in a relationship with someone who didn't actually see me or appreciate me. Never said. Well, I love to light up your life. I love to light up everybody's life. You guys all, Josh and I were talking today. I think it's today, Josh, weren't we? Um, I was overdosing and watching YouTube channels, and I haven't been able to keep up. It's been too much. And part of this energy cycle that we're in, the fire horse, the fire eclipse, it's to basically shut up or put up. You've been talking about, Teresa, making changes. You got to do it. I can't do it sitting in front of the computer watching 900 channels. And yet I do catch many of them, some on replay. Um, and and then one of the things that I started to notice was, well, I'm supporting a lot of people and they're not supporting me. Does that mean I stop watching them? And my answer to me was only if I don't get anything from the channel, because it's not tit for tat. I'm not for everybody, you know? Are you a crab cake or a crumb cake? Are you coffee cake or are you cannolis? Like everybody's got a different flavor and a different taste. Either you jive with me or you don't. And there's no rule that says every channel I watch or participate in has to come and do the same on my channel. And I think there's a confidence that comes from I'm not doing this for any other purpose than to create engagement and create community and to laugh and to have some fun and talk some serious stuff and talk some esoteric things that are just sort of woo woo. As my friend Jimena would say, hippy dippy. But I'm not the hippy dippiest of all because I don't study some of those topics. I'm not a tarot card reader, but I do pull. I don't know. Can you see? Hold on. No, you can't. The light's too bright. This is the Priestess Oracle deck. And then I have Ask Your Guide deck. So I have a whole bunch of other decks, but at this point I'm ready to mail them off to somebody who might want them. But that's not, tarot isn't my thing. I'm not a medium. I don't connect that I'm aware of. And I don't feel like that has to be my gift. I'm not an astrologer. I don't do astrology. I don't have that thing. And I don't get a lot of it either. So for me, I leave it to the experts. I don't need to step onto their toes to do their thing. Josh does really good readings. It's not my thing. But I love listening to it. And Richard and I have had cards pulled recently that basically told us, as my nana would say, shit or get off the pot. If you've been talking about doing something, do it. This is the season. And what are you afraid of? And do it anyway. And even Echo said, do it anyway. If you're afraid, just do it anyway. Because again, guys, if you fail, it's not a failure. Short of losing money, which I'm not going to lose because that's not what this is all about. Excuse me. It's going to be a learning experience. And that's why I said I've struggled with YouTube all the time and trying to create shorts and trying to feel like, I have other ways of communicating with people. The key is just do it. Nike said it best. Just freaking do it. You have nothing to lose. Aria's here. Well, hello. Thank you. Oh, most have left. I'm a fish cake. You're a fish cake. Josh says, most have left speaks volumes. Hold on. I missed a couple of comments. Hold, please. Exactly. Kintsugi. That's my jam. I am the shattered vase that has been put together with gold and glue. And I'm all right with that. And, even people from my past just because they're in my past doesn't mean they don't have value, but they're not part of my future. And they served a purpose, and I hope I served a purpose in their life. Maybe I didn't, and I'm sure I'm a like a mosquito blip on some people's thoughts, and yet they occupied mine for a long time. Yes, I had to give up on watching everyone. I could not hold everyone together anymore, and that's not our role. I agree, Josh. It just we can't. Um, let's see. This convo is so necessary. Thank you for all being you and sharing this with us. You are so welcome. I love this is why we're here. Yes, Josh is on during the day. You know who you are. Well, and again, I don't think we even have to justify why we do or don't watch a show or why we do or don't or can't catch up on a show. I don't want to put that on anybody that we have to make it, oh, I'm sorry I didn't catch a show. I don't always make Josh a show and he knows it. And I try. And, you know, same thing with my show. If he's working, he's doing his thing. It's that's not really where I was going with this. I have noted Elizabeth is here. Hello, the more intuitive me. She's another one I try to catch. And she does great card readings. Again, Richard and I talked about her not too long ago that she read cards and and this was before the fire horse and the fire eclipse. It was like, shit or get off the pot. I'm the reason why I'm not moving forward, not somebody else. And so we have to find creators that resonate with us and be okay with the audience that we have. The ones that we have either fill our cup or don't. But I welcome everybody. I love that everybody tunes in. I know that probably if I went a little bit later in on Eastern time, more people would be able to watch. But I also know me and my schedule and my energy level. I also know that once spring comes, my tush is going to be outside in the dirt. I may even show up here with dirty hands. But yes, and we love you. Aria says, I'm squinting again, guys. Jeez Louise. There are so many I don't watch anymore. Yeah, Aria. Yep. Scotty Boy says, I'm not available. I'm usually working, so I can't make many lives. Yep. Life dictates. I love my peeps. I love your peeps too. Perfect example. I'm here today, but missed like a month. Yes. And now that I know that you still love me, it's okay. And if I don't see you, just know I'm sending you lots of love. But that goes for a lot of people, right? It's like sometimes we just don't get to see each other all the time. Or I see somebody on another channel or another creator. And, I hang back sometimes. When I see the chats really going wild, it's a lot of friends that are talking to each other. I don't fit into that. So, even if I say hi, it's not like something's going to come back my way, and I don't need it to. I like to watch. I may leave a comment, and I think we've talked about this. A small act of kindness is to just give a thumbs up or to say to somebody, really love the show. Thank you so much. Boom, you're gone. You're done. Move on. And if you can't catch it, you can't catch it. It's not a judgment. I think what leaves a spark is the ones that make us feel happy after we've been witnessing or participating. And that's what I love about you guys. So I know we're past time. On Tuesday, the 24th, 5 p.m. Eastern, going to be a very interesting discussion as we talk about near-death experience and what I actually experienced. And then from a live perspective, what my friend went through talking to the doctors while I was intubated and in a coma. So It'll be very exciting if you can make it. I would love you to be there. It would mean so much to me. Show my friend Carol some support and love while she's here. I'm kind of hoping my brother can make it, but he's probably going to be traveling from Manhattan. He's my he was my healthcare proxy. He now knows he's my second healthcare proxy because he couldn't get to me in time. But I really love, when we talk about near death experience, the decisions that have to be made. And they couldn't even reach my brother to say, do we let your sister go or do we keep her alive? Because my father and my other brother are not and were not prepared to make any of those decisions. I wouldn't have wanted them to. I just am blessed that they were able to reach my friend and the story from her perspective, and the enormous love for someone to get in their car and drive 81 miles in the middle of the night to get to a hospital to make sure that I was not alone and that even if I was going to pass, I wasn't going to be alone. Love. People, that's such love. And I can only wish that for every single one of you. So, that just sort of shocked me. Let's see before we end up. All right, hold on. And then I'm going to send you guys with love and light. I don't want to keep you too long. I mean, I could keep talking, but Elizabeth says, I go where I can. Some weeks I have heavy home responsibilities and other weeks I have more time. Absolutely. Mish says, my life has gotten very chaotic and juggling everything has been so hard. As it changes, though, I have to remember my own words. I cannot pour from an empty vase. So I have to step back. Absolutely. Love you too, Scotty. Love you, Misha. Love you, Aria. Love you, Richard. Love you, Lucy Body Illusions here, and Elizabeth. Every single one of you guys, that shows up, every single one of you that's behind the scenes, that can't make it every single time and watch me on the replay. I love each and every one of you. I send you nothing but love and light. That's what fills my heart. Today's your mama's birthday? Oh. I know what that feels like. So I'm just sending you big hugs and kisses, lady. Yeah, there are no words, but I can freaking guarantee you that she's in love and light and she's safe and she's well. You, on the other hand, are missing her like hell. And, but know that she's there. Somewhere she's hovering around you. She's giving you butterfly kisses. Scotty says, I drove 16 hours to say my last respects. Yeah. I would do anything. A Meatloaf song just popped into my head. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. I don't know why. Where's Ben when you need him, right? Oh my God. Josh, thank you so much. Love you too. I really appreciate you. You guys are just, yes, I will see you then. All right. Happy birthday, Mom. That's right. I'm holding it together. All right. Well, you guys, Meatloaf is good. No matter how or why. Thank you for knowing that. Oh, isn't that funny? He's playing on my thing all of a sudden. I said his words and all right, guys, I love you all. Have a terrific weekend. I'll catch you on Tuesday. 5 p.m. Eastern. I send you with love, with light, with healing, with compassion, with community, sprinkled with lots of laughter, lots of giggles. Until next time. All right, guys, please be well. I know I'm a little fakakta. Why is this like this? All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Be well.